friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to speak about this book, Educated. It's an unforgettable memoir by Tara Westover. I read over 40 books in 2021 and hands down this is one of the best books I read last year. If you're keen to learn about the other books and what made it to my top 5 list of 2021, please let me know in the comment section. I'll make a video on that. Let's get back into Educated. Educated, like I said, is an unforgettable memoir, but it's not just that. Bill Gates makes a video every year or maybe every 6 months about his most loved books. And in 2018, Educated made it to the list. You must be wondering, who is Tara Westover? Why does she make so much impact in all the best-selling lists and so many people's mind? You're about to learn today. Okay, now to the core message of this book. You should read this book to witness what education can do to a person's mind, how education can liberate a person. This book acknowledges that every society has its own blind spots that prevents an individual from seeing the world as it is, and how education could help us overcome those limitations. It may look a little bit dry, but trust me, this book is an amazing read. How education can change one's life. That's it. Tara Westover is an ordinary girl born in an unusual home. She never got a birth certificate until she was 9. She never went to a hospital when she got sick. And she never went to her school when she was young. That's how the story of Tara Westover begins. The book speaks about the emotional battles she fought and how she broke through the imaginary walls she built around herself. Tara Westover is like the frog in that fairy tale who lived in a well and imagined that's the whole world, only to jump out of the well and realize there is a real whole world outside. And she was able to leap through this imaginary wall through her education. Now that you've learned the core message of this book, and you probably knew education makes everyone better, should you still read this book? Yes. A big yes, you should read this book. For one, Tara is an amazing storyteller. The book has a gripping narration, a lot of emotional ups and downs, and a lot of adventures as well. Tara and her family actually gets hurt several instances in the book. At the beginning of the book from car accidents, and eventually the magnitude or the severity of these accidents only go up. And the strangest part is her family chooses to pick herbal medicines instead of going to a hospital. And this whole process of going through this natural medication takes a very long time to heal. And this builds a lot of tension. Natural medicine works in some cases and it doesn't work in other. And this whole idea of the characters in the story will recover or not builds up a lot of tension and an interest in the book. The book is not short of humor. Back in 1995 or 1996, there were a lot of rumors going around what would happen to the world in year 2000. When I was still a kid in my middle school, a lot of friends were fully convinced a comet is going to hit the earth and we are all going to die in the year 2000. But by the year 2000, everyone forgot about these stories and we continued with life. This book also has got a lot of interesting facts around what could happen and how the family prepared itself for the year 2000. But what was striking to me in this whole year 2000 part of the book was we all make mistakes and so do characters in this book. But how do we deal with them makes a big difference. How do we reconcile within ourselves for the mistakes we made makes a big difference. We could choose to ignore the mistakes we made and repeat them, or we could learn from them. I can never stop thinking about the emotions Tara went through after I read this book. Tara has a caring relationship with her brother, but her brother is a bully, both emotional and physical. And it's not just Tara, but a number of people are affected in the story because the way he acts. At several parts in the book, she goes through a lot of fear about how her brother is going to react. And all those areas are nail-biting page turners. To summarize, you should read this book because Tara is an amazing storyteller and it will be worth your time. I felt really humbled to realize that there are a lot of people who are in a more dire situation than me and worked much harder than me to become the successful people they are. I just told you why you should read the book. Now I want to share why I love this book so much. Educated is like one of these beautifully narrated movies, probably like Good Will Hunting. As you get closer and closer to the climax, you never want the movie to end. And this book is like that. As you get closer and closer towards the end of the book, you would really start searching, is there a sequel or is there a new book written by Tara Westover? The second reason why I love this book is because of the way Tara handles her relationships. There are a lot of characters in the book. You would love some, you would fear some, and you'd probably want to take revenge against some of them. But the way Tara reacted and managed these relationships without showing resentment made a big impression on me. By the way, I should also mention this book speaks about child abuse and creates awareness without being preachy. We all learn new things when we read a new book. I came across two shocking realizations when I read this book. One, human body has miraculous healing powers. Yes, a body can heal itself in so many different ways. About 10 years back, I fell down when I was riding a bike and I probably tore my ligament. I went to a traditional bone setter based on my parents' recommendation and I was not totally confident in him. When I asked him how does he make sure he can fix my arm without taking an x-ray, he told me I need not worry. Our body has got exceptional healing powers and all you have to do is give it some rest. I did not believe him back then, but his treatment did fix my arm. After reading this book, I'm more and more convinced about the miraculous healing powers of human body and how natural medication can make a lot of difference. 2. You can teach yourself anything you want. All you need is to go find library nearby. Did you know that Elon Musk taught himself rocket science by reading some of the best books on the subject and speaking to the best people in the industry? In this book, Tara does get a lot of help from her friends and professors. I did realize that you could teach yourself a lot by reading. And finally, the book ends with Tara reflecting on her fractured family. To me, I thought you should stay away from toxic people even if they are your near and dear ones. The point is not who's good, whether Tara or rest of her family. The whole idea is for your emotional health, if you feel some people are toxic, you should stay away from them. That's it. We saw 4 things. What is the core message of this book? Why you should read this book? What I loved in this book? And surprising facts I took away from this book. I'll drop a few useful links in the video description. A video link where Bill Gates mentioned this is one of the best books he read in 2018. Tara Westover's interview with Bill Gates and also some of the interviews Tara Westover had with TV celebrities. Check them out if you're interested. Do consider reading this book. Thank you.